Okay then, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get all of the new trick-or-treat Loomians and reskins. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. First things first, if you don't know how to get to the trick-or-treat event area, all you have to do is click on the Navigate app on the top of your screen, go to the Hub tab, and then click on the Join button next to trick-or-treat to be put into an event server. And now that we're in the event place, let's first go over the brand new Loomians, starting off with Banooh. You can get this Loomian in the grass as an encounter specifically on the Sweet Retreat side of the events. The rarity is 1 in 10, so it shouldn't take you too long to get one, but once you've found and caught it, you can evolve it into Banokey starting at level 32. Banokey is a simple Umbrella type Loomian, and here are the stats which show it's a fast melee attacker. Next up, let's go over Spirwix, which you can get this Loomian in the grass as an encounter specifically on the Halloween side of the events. The rarity is about 1 in 10, so it shouldn't take you too long to get one of them, but once you've found and caught one, you can evolve into Malevowax starting at level 28. Malevowax is a fire and spirit type Loomian, and here are the stats which show it's a bulky range attacker with a moderate speed tier. And the final newest normal Loomian is Grievestone, which you can also only get in the grass as an encounter specifically on the Halloween side of the event. And Grievestone is actually the easiest of the brand new Loomians to get, with the rarity being roughly 1 in 3. But once you've found and caught one, you can evolve it into Obelost by leveling it up after you've maxed out Grievestone's friendship. And just to let you know, there are a few different ways you can gain friendship. The easiest and fastest method would be to use the bouquet items to instantly increase a Loomian's happiness, although these were an event only item, so to get them, you can only trade for them right now. But other than that method, each time that you level up a Loomian, they'll get a small amount of happiness. Each time that you use them to knock out another Loomian in a battle, they'll also get a small amount of happiness. And the method that I use most often is to have the Loomian in the front of my party and walk in circles with it. Although, just to make sure that you're aware, the auto-run feature shouldn't work with this method, so if you're on PC, you can just hold your up arrow key and left or right arrow key, walk in circles, and then hit the / button to open up the chat. But with that out of the way, Obelost is an Earth and Spirit type Loomian, and here are the stats, which show it is a very melee bulky Loomian with a very high range attack stats with fairly low speed. Also, if possible, try and not get hit on your range defense side, as it's pretty low. Although, we aren't done yet with the new Loomians, because now we're moving on to the legendary Nymesis. Which, to start the process to get Nymesis, you'll need to buy devil food cakes from the event shop for 150 cake points each. But don't worry, there's a few different methods that you can use to grind for cake points. You can work on the cake stations, which you'll get 1 cake point for completing a step correctly as you go, and once a cake order has been finished, when the NPC picks it up, you'll receive additional cake points for how many of the steps were completed correctly. Which, there's 5 workstations, so you can get a total of 5 extra cake points. If you don't want to work in the cake factory though, you can get 2 cake points for each Loomian that you knock out in the wilds. And finally, you can get 2 cake points as a common reward for kicking pumpkins on the Halloween side of the event, or chocolate balls on the Sweet Retreat side of the event. And once you've gotten your Devil's Food Cake item, you can take it to the pedestal on the Halloween side of the event to encounter Nymesis. Once you finish the battle, to get another encounter, you'll just have to go and grind for more Devil Cakes. But Nymesis is a dark and air type Loomian, and here are the stats, which yes, are the exact same as Nymeris, being a fast range attacker with a great range defense stats. Now that we're done with the Loomians, let's go over the reskins next. Which I should mention now so I don't have to keep repeating myself for all of the reskins, but it doesn't matter which side of the event you're on, because all of the reskins are encounterable on both sides of the event, the Sweet Retreat and the Halloween side. But anyway, the first reskin is Eyeball Mochibi, which has an encounter rate of roughly 1 in 20. And it actually has 3 different versions, being red, green and orange. Once you've found and caught your Eyeball Mochibi, you can evolve it into Totemochi starting at level 18. And then you can evolve Totemochi into Mocho starting at level 32. The next reskin is going to be Candy Corn Swirelle, which has an encounter rate of roughly 1 in 100. And Swirelle doesn't evolve, so now let's move on to the roaming reskins. The first one being Skeleton Dakuda, which has an encounter rate of 1 in 1024, which can be affected by the roaming game pass and boosts. There are also 6 different versions of Skeleton Dakuda, being purple, blue, red, orange, yellow, and green. Although this skeleton reskin is a little bit more special than the usual one, because when you Soul Burst Skeleton Dakuda, it will keep its reskin instead of becoming a normal Soul Burst Dakuda. And then the last reskin is Pumpkin Elephage, which has an encounter rate of 1 in 2048. which can be affected by the roaming game pass and boosts. Once you've found and caught your pumpkin Elephage to evolve it into Phagenaut, you'll have to bring it to Sephiroth City and follow this path to get to a secret machine. Once here, you can interact with your Elephage to power the machine so you can start playing a Tetris minigame. Once you've gotten a score of 2500 or higher, you can exit the minigame, which will start Elephage's evolution. Also, all of the Loomians and reskins I've talked about have got an alpha and a gamma gleaming version, except for the Skeleton Dakuda, that only has an alpha version. But Skeleton Dakuda also has double gleaming odds.